Hey guys, Bill here. You're not going to believe this question I got in my inbox. It's from Sapaman, and he wants to know which animal has the biggest balls. Sapaman, I think you have too much time on your hands. But anyway, it actually turns out to be a fairly interesting question. But first, we have to decide what we're talking about. Are we just talking technically, strictly the size of testicles? If we line them up against the wall, which ones are the biggest? Or are we actually talking about the size of the testicles in relationship to the size of the body they're on? Or are we talking about the C word, as in courage? Do you have balls big enough to do whatever? Jump out of an airplane, go to the deepest under the ocean, the biggest balls in that department. All right, so let's first go with the biggest standalone balls. Now, a lot of people might think those belong to the animal that has the most sex, but actually it's a lot more obvious than that. The biggest animal balls on the planet happen to be hanging off one of the biggest animals on the planet, and that happens to be the Northern Pacific right whale. These guys have balls that can measure up to 201 centimeters long by 78 centimeters wide. That's 82 inches by 30 inches, which means you probably couldn't fit them in a regular size refrigerator. Now, the biggest balls by body weight happens to go to one of our much smaller creatures. It's called the tuberous bush cricket. This little guy sports testicles that make up 14% of its body weight. That's about the same as a 200-pound man having a 28-pound set of family jewels. Now, why, you ask, does such a little guy need such big cojones? Well, let's just say it's not how much he can deliver to a single female as much as it is how many females he can deliver a little to, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now we come down to the question of ball size as it relates to courage. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the animal with the biggest cojones in that department is none other than the amazing, fearless badass known as the honey badger. Honey badgers are low to the ground and notorious for their strength, ferocity, and toughness. Their acts of daring do are hilariously described in a YouTube video called The Crazy Nasty Ass Honey Badger.
Now watch this. Look, a snake's up in the tree. Honey badger don't care. Honey badger don't give a shit. It just takes what it wants. Whenever it's hungry, it just, ew, and it eats snakes? Oh my god, watch it dig.
I've left a link for it in the description box below, so check it out. It's got over 60 million views and it's really funny.
Now look, here's a house full of bees. You think the honey badger cares? It doesn't give a shit.
Well, Sapaman, I hope that answers your questions. Now, I'm hoping to get some really good comments from you guys, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, we've got